the stories that I wanted to share. I'm gonna start with one because the sun's leaving me, and then maybe tomorrow we'll see if I remember more. So it's what love is not. Okay, and while of course we want what love is, as I was saying in our other episode, love is somebody knock knock, who's there? Love. What do you want? I'm gonna stick around forever, and they do. So they also say, I know you don't believe me, because that depends on your age, by the way. So if you're younger, the nice thing about those who are younger is that they do stick together, the ones who do, and then they expand together and they have fun together. And for the ones of us who are single, and that's some people who are going through right now, this moment, there's a lot of ascension energies. The ones who are single and expanding, they're not like, oh my god, I'm dying. They're finding themselves in an era that is really pleasant for authenticity to come forth. And that's where we're at here at IHP. Authenticity comes forth because you stand up and say, here's who I am, whether you're spiritually woo woo or sciences. So we don't have people who talk down to us, and that means they respect our clairs, and that's not because they're true or not true. It's because they're decent, authentic, empowered men, women, and theys. Okay, so anybody who's decent, empowered means they know that they don't live the reality you live. But we also don't go around saying that the spiritual people are more important or the sciences are more important, or that either or has the truth of tomorrow. The ones who spell out things that they have truths and are just continuing to try to prove things, they're completely, in spaces. We're going to leave it alone. But the story, so that I can, before the sun goes out. Okay, so there's a lot of different people that I've met throughout my years. And in one occasion, it's an interesting human being. They're a man. I'm going to keep vague again because I don't have that much time. They're a man that I met when I was about 14. Yes, and see, I'm very bad with specific memory of events. But I'm just going to say that once I got older, and this was 4 or 5 years back, basically, that there were a couple things, and they're in a monoamory relationship, and they're married, they have 2 children. So their energy and the way that their mannerisms are don't consistently jive. And I don't like to be a suspicious person because that's not who I am. But because of knowing plenty of those authentic men and empowered who do make me aware of men who are not in any way, shape, or form interested in growing up, is how I guess I'm going to put it. I choose to listen to my gut, is what I'm going to say. And so I choose to not embark in any type of interaction whatsoever because of desiring to not find myself in a situation where I have to. One, I'm 4'9", so that's completely where I am physically going to get beat by any person who's bigger than me. But that's not even the point. It's that it's a person who's very nice, and I love that they want to stay in touch. And I wish that I would have more clarity. But that's where, again, the times that I have met up and that we have interacted, they've given me mixed signals. And the thing is that I don't believe that there's anything different that has happened in the years. And I've gotten word of mouth from women that are also friends of mine from those ages. Okay, so you're getting the picture, I think. Okay, so what love is not is this. This is not love. So I'm not going to share anything that I don't know anything about, except for a human being man who's in a monoamorous wife husband relationship with children, getting older, growing up. I've known you since I was a teenager. They're older than me. They are known for cheating. Again, also, I've found myself in similar situations. So that's where experience has shown me that to think well is not going to serve me well. And I'm trying to be, again, respectful towards people because all people make choices. But I'm also trying to share with you all what love is not, which is people who are in a pattern of, at a certain point, you'll understand if somebody has a pattern and that your gut will tell you, and that you just listen to your gut and you don't need to engage with the push and pull dynamic, because a person who's not going to get that personal development or self-help, or who's not going to get the marriage therapist to support the couple, right, or who's not even going to the extent of in 2024 having a conversation that allows them to talk to their partner and to bring their partnership to something that is more ideal. I'm just saying, we're not in the Middle Ages. We're in 2024. The mentality that people will bring me this bullshit mentality, I'll say, yeah, whatever. You keep talking to me. I'm a human being. If I'm in a relationship, so here's what a polyamory person can share with you. Way back when it wasn't even a word that I knew, I shared with one of my partners, okay, this is an open relationship. It was one of the first times that I just said, this is how it's going to go, and this is why it's non-negotiable. And then I got comfortable with sharing this, and this is in this instance again when I know people, and in one of the occasions, this is how I interacted with a person who also monoamory. I said, look, you're a human being who has an ancient mentality. I didn't use ancient. You're jealous, you're possessive. This is not my cup of tea. It's not who I am. I'm a very free, open-hearted person, and this is not the way that I'm going to jive. And also, I'm pretty sure that you don't jive this way with your own tribe. So let us try and be people who respect whatever your tribe is. This human being was non-negotiable. In fact, there's a whole story behind that one. But my point is, while for those of us who are able to easily speak freely about who we are, that doesn't change because somebody's going to call me a whore or a bitch or a liar or even a witch. And at the same time, as a woman who's trying to say, I want the laws to go and change just as much as anybody else, but as long as I have women who will come to me and tell me that I'm the bitch and witch and whatever it is, I know that I have two groups of people here who are in their obtusity continuing to use what are gender stereotypes. And then when you hear someone say, keep a man, seriously, you think I want to keep someone? The minute that you don't know how to speak to my face, I'm not keeping you anywhere. So long story short, why am I mentioning this story? Because this friend of mine keeps wanting to try and get together in different ways throughout the years. But I've had too many hunches from people that I know who know them, and then from other people that I trust, and from my own gut to say something's off. And I don't want to be in an uncomfortable situation because it's a waste of my time. No, it's because it's uncomfortable, and it's because men have shown me, like women, but men are the ones that I get to deal with, that they don't know how to, one, speak in your face. And when I have been spoken in my face with men who are monoamory and they don't want to take responsibility and they say, why are you making a big deal? And I'm respecting you with my tone. I don't need to talk about you like a piece of shit. You're not a piece of shit. You're a human being. I'm wondering, what the fuck are you doing in 2024 with a wife or whatever it is in monoamory versus having the balls to go and confront a situation? I don't understand. Or go to therapy, do something, that I don't need to shame anyone, that this is not something I have to do. No, I'm going to say, I'm not making a big deal. I'm presenting to you an opportunity, which is to contemplate what you're doing right now in a way that says, do you really think that this is necessary? Because it kind of seems small-minded, short-sighted, and really what I'm going to say next is this, is that what I'm most humored by is the fact that the men who don't want to share their women don't even have the balls. Again, this is where you have no balls the minute is you don't know how to admit to yourself that you want to expand your horizons for nothing more, by the way, than something that is mechanical at this point, because this is where it's not about anything that is expansion. If it was you wanting to expand, you would be doing, and this is, again, personal opinion that I'm sharing, but I'm saying you're just doing something that is on an automaton wheel. You're not expanding, because if you're expanding, you would want to create a life that has a specific type of situations versus what is in and out to, what is it called, the novelty, because that's where people who don't know how to navigate life, to have inner stimuli, and to love life, and then to love and appreciate what they have, and then to, again, know that we're in 2024. So the reality is you can talk and you can expand your relationship. You don't have to stick to monoamory. And at the same time, it's because you don't want to share your wife or your husband. In this case, again, I meet men with wives. And knowing that you want to do whatever you want to do, but you won't want to share. So it's not something that is even a part of, yeah. I think you understand what I'm sharing right now. And on that note, we are building a new culture, luckily, and that's where we can contribute. It's not about judging any of these people. To me, it's about you have a small minded person in front of you who is also not mature. They don't have a good therapist. They don't want to do personal development. They don't want to share anyone. And they're really just doing something to try and find a thrill in their life because they have no capacity, because they don't want to get out of what is a Pinocchio with a wooden body. And this is the very spot of where the novelty that they're seeking is still of a teenager, but they're a grown human being and they're not the owners of their brain. And so they are seeking what is kind of like a movie. And it's unfortunate because, yeah, they don't even know what they're missing out on, but that's to be continued. And what I mean is to expand their horizons to go beyond what is one that you, well, it's more than just that. So, sun's going down, so I'm going to let you all go, but we'll have some more stories. In the meantime, thank you so much for stopping by. Like, share, and subscribe if you would like, and share with anybody who you know wants to be a part of our community. We'll be back again with more.